Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Well, our next guest is committed to supporting women on their journeys to wholeness, and today has advice for those who are looking to whether or not they want to be child-free. We welcome to the show licensed professional counselor Kristen Genzano. Sorry.
Yes, no.
This is such an important topic because I feel like as a woman, from the day that you're 5 years old, right, you're holding those little toy babies and dolls, and you're raised to be a mom.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and I work with a lot of women who have either made the decision not to have children or who are choosing. They're sort of in that process of deciding, do I want to have children or not? And I find this theme of facing experiences of isolation because of exactly what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. There's been this sort of socialization to move towards motherhood, and then when they hit that age where their friends are sort of talking about having kids and they're having a different experience, it can feel really lonely and really sort of moments of being pushed to the outside.
How do you respond to people who constantly ask you, hey, when are you having kids? You know, 'cause there's the progression in life, and then you start getting those questions, and it almost feels like, am I a bad person for answering how I answer?
Exactly. You sound like you're in my clients' minds. They are coming into sessions saying things like, I have friends and family who are supposed to care about me who are asking me, like, why am I making this choice? Or when am I going to change my mind and decide to have kids? And I feel so misunderstood. And so for these women, it's really important to start to find connection with other women who are choosing not to have kids or who have already decided not to have kids, so that there can be conversations that support that as an option.
So what are the steps you tell your clients to go through when they're thinking about this?
Mm-hmm. Well, one is really to find a very trusted friend or family member or therapist who's neutral on the subject. And what I mean by neutral is they're not invested in whether this person has a child or not, right? They can be really open to either option.
It's not your mom.
Right, because mom sometimes wants a grandbaby. Exactly, yes. So that's one piece of advice I give. Another is to really, again, like I was just saying, connect with people in a community of women who have decided not to have children, so you can learn about their experience. So there's a space for that conversation to be happening. Another thing that I think is really important for these women is to take time to reflect on their own internal process and feelings. Because there's so much noise coming from outside about what we should and shouldn't do in terms of motherhood, there's not a lot of quiet time to reflect on, gosh, what do I really want? Mm-hmm. And that's really what it boils down to. It's such a personal, private choice that if a woman is able to get in touch with what her inner knowing is telling her, then it's more likely she's going to be happy whatever the choice is.
Is there something that you tell these women or tell people in general, hey, reflect on this? Because there's a time period, right? We're all told, okay, between the ages of 20 to 40, now 50, you know, that's... Once that time's up, that time's up. So there's the pressure of having to decide right away, per se. Is there something that you say to women as far as, okay, think about these questions, think about what you really want, and how do you get to that point?
Yeah, so I really encourage women to kind of envision what they want their lives to look like in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and to really take some space to imagine what their choice is now, like how those choices will impact what that future looks like.
How different is it for a woman who has the decision and someone who does not, who cannot have children?
It is a very different experience. For women who are choosing, there's this sort of experience of being able to impact where their path goes. For women who don't have the choice because of either something physical or other circumstances that aren't allowing them to conceive, there's most usually an experience of loss, and that's usually what I work with when I'm working with women who are unable to conceive but want to.
And as far as being a friend of someone or being that open mind, what do you share with people?
Yeah, so I encourage, so if you're friends with someone who is in the process of deciding to have children or not, or with someone who has chosen not to have children, and you yourself have had children, I encourage you to just be really open and as neutral as you can be about their choice, recognizing that it's probably likely that you have your own biases, right? We all have our own way that we choose to live in the world. And so if you can acknowledge what that is for you, then you can be more available to your friend who might be making a different choice.
Great information. Thank you so much, Kristen.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll have more information about Kristen and these tips on our website at KATU.com. Still to come, your guide to exercise balls. Plus, we'll take a look at the best of last night's American Idol auditions. Stay right here.
6.